Hey y'all, it's Tuesday. I had planned on getting on yesterday, but it didn't work out for me yesterday at all. And today I'm a little bit later than I thought I was going to be. I was going to get on earlier, but then I got a phone call from the Dollar General in Jennings, and they had gotten a truck and their freezer was down, so they couldn't put the stuff up. And they asked us if we wanted it, and I said, sure, we will take it. Chris, Billy, Ricky, and Danny and Chris, Billy, and I went up and we loaded Billy's truck. We loaded the church van, and we brought it all back. And then Ricky and Danny Kilcrease met us here, and we unloaded it all. Let's just say we have 2, 4, 6 freezers, and we don't have any space left. We have everything is full. They donated all of it to us, to our food pantry, for us to give out as needed. So if you know somebody that needs food, please get in contact with us. I am here every day. Usually I've been getting here about 9:30. Trying to be more of a morning person. It just does not always work for me, but there's always someone here from about 10 to 4, 10 to 5, somewhere in that area. So if you know somebody that needs food, we have a lot of frozen food that we can give. It was a mixture of everything. And so if you know somebody that needs food, I gave out 2 boxes this morning of food, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that the Lord has blessed us in such a mighty, mighty way. And I'm so thankful for those that I went outside. I knew Billy was back there working, and I went out there, and Chris happened to be here picking up a roaster for tomorrow. And I was like, what are you two doing right this second? And they're like, well, I said, I need to go to Jennings and get some frozen food that they're donating to us. Can you go with me? And they were like, sure. So we made a mad dash up there, and we had it all unboxed and everything and put away. So again, if you know of somebody that needs food, send them our way. Have them call 918-399-5956. And then I got back, and I'm like, Lord, I need to do the live. What do I do the live about? What do I say? What do I and he sent me to 2 Timothy, and I'm not real familiar with these verses that he sent me to. It's 2 Timothy chapter 2. And he specifically told me verse 4. But I'm going to start at verse 1 and work to verse 4 because it all needs to tie together. It says, Timothy, my dear son, be strong with the special favor God gives you in Christ Jesus. You have heard me teach many things that have been confirmed by many reliable witnesses. Teach these great truths to trustworthy people who are able to pass them to others. Endure suffering along with me as a good soldier of Christ Jesus. This is verse 4. And as Christ's soldiers, do not let yourself become tied up in the affairs of this life, for then you cannot satisfy the one who has enlisted you into his army. How often do we get so tied up with what's going on that we lose track and we lose sight of God and doing what he has asked us to do? And it says, verse 5, follow the Lord's rules for doing his work, just as an athlete either follows the rules or is disqualified and wins no prize. Hardworking farmers are the first to enjoy the fruit of their labor. Think about what I'm saying. The Lord will give you understanding in all of these things. I was like, okay, Lord, I get it. I had a conversation this morning. We get too tied up with what we're doing and what we feel is right, what we feel is fair. How come we're doing this and nobody's helping us, or nobody's doing this, or nobody's doing that? I'm the only one doing this, and I'm the only one doing that. We get so caught up in that stuff. We get bound up. We get bound up by bitterness. We get bound up by anger. We get bound up by frustration. And he's saying right here, as Christ soldiers, do not let yourself become tied up in the affairs of this life, for then you cannot satisfy the one who enlisted you in his army. All he wants you to do is do what he asks you to do. And that's was the conversation I had this morning. I'm not going to let what other people say or the thought of how they might react. I'm going to do what Jesus tells me to do, and I'm going to do it when he tells me to do it. Is that going to make everybody happy? Absolutely, positively not. It doesn't. But I'm going to do what Jesus has asked me to do. He made me for such a time as this. I am fearfully and wonderfully made in his image. He knew every obstacle I was going to face from the time I was born. And when I was little, I had to undergo a surgery on my eyes. I was cross-eyed. Both of my eyes were crossed. They had patched my good eye, hoping to make my lazy eye work, and it did the opposite, and I had to go in and have surgery. That's probably my earliest childhood memory, is laying on that stretcher being wheeled into an operating room. And I was just 3, but I can remember it very vividly. We were in Wichita Falls, Texas at the military hospital, and that's where I had that surgery done. And they figured that I would have to have glasses throughout my childhood and on up into adulthood. I didn't have to get glasses until I turned 40. So I made it a lot farther, and God brought me through a lot of things. And when I look back, I can see every obstacle that I faced. His hand was right there. He formed me in my mother's womb for such a time as this, to be such the person that I am. He knew my personality, what my personality would be, what my skin color is, what my hair texture is. He knows everything about me, and he created me. And that's what he wants us to remember, not to get so caught up in the affairs of this life that we can't do good for him. And I'm so thankful for that reminder today, because sometimes we do just get so caught up in the affairs of what's going on in the world, and things that are really totally out of our control. All we can control is us. I walked and prayed to church this morning after I got here, and I walked and I prayed and I prayed and I walked and I walked and I prayed and I walked and I prayed, and my prayer this morning was, Lord, if it's me, if there's anything in me, please bring it to the forefront of my thoughts, that I may confess it and be washed clean of it, because I don't want to go against you. I want to do whatever you have me to do. So sometimes we have to take that hard look. And then this is, and as Christ's soldier, we are soldiers for him. He called us. He called us his own. He called us to be warriors for him. And as Christ's soldier, do not let yourself become tied up in the affairs of this life, for then you cannot satisfy the one who enlisted you in his army. Think about what I'm saying. The Lord will give you understanding in all these things. We have to be obedient to him, and we have to be strong in him, and we have to do what he has asked us to do. Some days that's hard, because he may ask us to serve somebody that stabbed us in the back, or he may ask us to do something that we're not confident in, and a lot of times that's where we talk ourselves out of it. It's because we don't have any confidence that we can do that. He may call you to go speak to somebody or a whole group of people, and you're like, I'm not a public speaker. God, what are you doing? No, I can't do that. But he's asking you to do it, and you need to do it, because he's going to give you what you need to get through with that. So it's just being obedient, letting him lead, guide, and direct our steps. Some days that's easy, some days that's hard. We just have to do what he's asked. Again, I want to thank those that came out and helped me this morning, or this afternoon. And we tried to organize it as best we can, but we just kept opening boxes and boxes and boxes. So it kind of got to be a mess. We kind of know where everything is, and breakfast items here, and then lunch stuff or dinner stuff or whatever. But again, if you know anybody that is in need, please have them call the church, 918-399-5956. We are here I am here every day. I rarely take a day off, but there may be some of those coming up, as hot as it is, just to not have to get out and all of that. But if you know somebody that needs something, just let us know. We're already almost through June. Wow. I can't believe it. Men, you have a meeting tonight at 7 in the multipurpose meeting multi-purpose building. My brain is going faster than my mouth, which is unusual for me because usually my mouth goes faster than my brain. But women, we will meet tomorrow morning at 10:30, and then youth tomorrow night. The Freedom Celebration is this Saturday. Remember, all of us, we are having a work day starting at 6 o'clock. Just to do weed eating, mowing, cleaning, all the things that need to be done to get ready for that, and then be back at 5 to cook the hot dogs, to get the water tank set out, to get all of that done. We will be having popcorn. Genesis Home Health will be doing popcorn. The church will be doing hot dogs, snow cones. We're having a snow cone trailer come. And then there will be bounce houses. And then the fireworks show. So come out and join us. It starts at 7 p.m. So come join us this Saturday. And also, we had planned on doing Fifth Sunday Sing on Sunday, but Brother Ben sent a text saying that he needed to cancel because he is performing at the Olive Baptist Church at their celebration that they're having Sunday evening. If you want to go out there, I believe it begins at 7 o'clock as well. And they're going to have singing and music and all of that. So at Olive Baptist Church on Sunday, we will not be having the Fifth Sunday Sing. Ladies will just continue on with our women's meeting like we normally do on Sundays at 6 o'clock. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Dawn and Sheila Ferris, Kim Morris, Gordon and Dee Kennard, Stacy Reese, at My Travel Misha, Genesis Home Health, Parco Tax, Watkins Family, and Travis and Maddie Holloway. Thank you all for donating into our social media. There are many others that have donated as well. They just don't want their names listed, which that's perfectly fine because the Lord knows their heart, and He loves a cheerful giver, and that's what it's all about, is just cheerfully giving of our time, our talents, our funds, whatever it may be. And I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. If you know of your neighbors or whatever, they don't have an air conditioner or anything, go check on them. Make sure they're okay. Check on the elderly because they don't like to run their air conditioners because it does add to their bills or whatever. Check on your friends and neighbors. Stay hydrated if you are outside, and have a great evening. I hope to see you guys back here tomorrow. Bye.